And millions of people mark the start of Chinese New Year on Saturday.
And today we are celebrating with Gok's brother, Kwoklyn Wan, who's here with a Chow Masterclass. So you're older than Gok, are you?
Yeah, I'm only a year and a bit.
Yeah. And you grew up in the family restaurant.
So this is it. I mean, like, you know, we were vicariously learning a trade just by helping the parents out in the restaurants and stuff. So.
And what's Chinese New Year like in your life?
Fantastic. Every year we get together, we hand out red pockets, we do the blessings around the house, and then cousin throws a big party and we eat food and... Yeah, so normal, like a Chinese Christmas, really. So.
And I guess, sort of as the years go on, you adapt, and lots of people are thinking now about not eating so much meat. And I know that in your book here, the Veggie Chinese Takeaway book...
Veggie Vegan, and this is all about trying to capture those textures still. Because I think sometimes, especially for meat eaters, when we're eating a dish, it's really hard because you're like, oh, there's something lacking. Whereas if we can get those textures into the dish with the vegetable... Yeah, you just don't...
Well, Holly and I have just been flicking through this and we've gone through everyone going, oh, my God, that looks amazing. Oh, that looks incredible. Oh, I want that one.
And this is a really simple dish.
So what is this? This is the classic...
The UK, they love Chinese takeaway and they love chow mein. So let's do a chow mein dish. So again, it's all about... This is the start of the Spring Festival with Chinese New Year, so it's about getting those colours into the dish. We've got the crunchy sweet corn, the crunchy carrots, the soft onions, the springy... Yeah, we're going to make this crunchy noodle.
And what sort of noodles are these?
So these are egg chow... Well, they're egg noodles, thick. And it starts off like a brick because they're pre-cooked. These have just been rehydrated in boiling water. If you are vegan, you can use a wheat noodle or rice noodle.
Right,
so it's so easy to adapt to make it vegan. So the wok is hot. Really important, chow mein means fried or fried noodle. So we've got to make sure the wok is really hot. And we want to infuse the oil now with some flavours. Okay. So we're just going to grab those spring onions.
Yum, yum,
there you go. I'm going to save some for a garnish. And it should sizzle straight away.
Like that.
And that's really important when you're cooking Chinese food. And again, to get all the ingredients ready, because when your wok's hot, you can't stop.
Yeah. Right, so you've got to get it all done.
Yeah, it really is. We're going to add some onions there.
Then you can pretend you're on the telly being a TV.
Yeah, that's it.
We don't do that.
Yeah. Get it all prepped. There we are, just like I'm on the telly.
So, once they're frying, you can get that aroma straight away. And there's the spring onions. And then we're going to add some carrots, some of the baby corn, and just injecting colour and crunchiness.
And that's your 5 a day right there, look at that.
Well, yeah, and it's so healthy, really. I mean, there's a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of oil in there, but if you are trying to cut back, use a spray oil.
Yeah.
You know, it's so easy, So
you cook those, and are you cooking those to the point where they're soft, or do you
we're going to try and get a little bit of crunch in there still. So this is a really quick dish, yeah. So, again, the baby corn is probably the one that's going to take a little bit longer, so I'm going to just give it a second, and we'll keep moving it around.
Beautiful colours in there. Then
we'll get some bean sprouts. I'm going to get the bean sprouts in now. Some put them in towards the end, but I'm going to get them in now. I like my bean sprouts well cooked, but you can eat them pretty much blanched, really quick in hot water. And then we'll add the noodles in a second. So we've done this is a mushroom stir-fry sauce, which we've actually homemade. And this is made by shiitake mushrooms, a bit of nori, soy sauce, sugar and salt, blended down and then just reduced with a little bit of corn flour.
And that's it?
Yeah, but you can buy it from the supermarket, but I do urge people to go and try it and try and make it, because it's just
So if you're going to buy that in the
flavour.
supermarket, what are you looking for?
It's mushroom stir-fry sauce.
Oh, right.
Literally, it's called mushroom stir-fry sauce.
And that's got quite a seaweedy taste.
Yeah, yeah. And it offers that, it's a replacement for oyster sauce. Because obviously, being vegetarian, you can't put the oyster sauce in there, but you still get that background flavour and that depth of flavour as we're eating. So, yeah,
Nice. So you put the noodles in, and as they're pre-cooked, they don't really...
Yeah, no, again, we're just going to soften them off in the oil. Takes about 3 or 4 minutes. We're going to try and get them to char a little bit as well, because you want that, again, I'm talking about textures. So we've got the springy noodle, but then if it's a little bit burnt, and the burnt is good, it's called breath of the wok. And it's about injecting flavour. So you can see, it's caramelised, burnt, if you want to call it. To us chefs, it's called caramelisation. And it puts flavour in. Yeah, the breath of the wok.
I caramelise stuff sometimes so much that I have to throw it away.
OK, at this point, I'm going to put my dries in. So there's only 3 dries to go in. We've got salt, sugar and pepper, and I'm going to use a pinch of each, and that's all. And again, if you're trying to be careful, don't put so much in.
So salt.
So salt, a little bit of sugar. Now, the sugar just brings that sweetness.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's all about balancing, just balancing the dish. Now, because I've used bean sprouts, I'm going to use just a pinch of pepper. And the pepper just helps with that earthy flavour of the bean sprout.
Because sort of Chinese takeaway gets a bad rep, you know, when people are trying to be healthy, they're like, oh, I'll cut down to not many. But this looks relatively healthy to me.
And it is really healthy, to be quite honest. I think in the Chinese takeaway, they use obviously more oil. Some takeaways are still using the MSG.
So good to make,
yeah. And again, all the MSG does is offer that smooth, silky texture in the mouth. But you've got that with the mushroom stir-fry sauce, with the seaweed in there. And you're also getting it from the soy sauces.
Yeah,
so you don't need to OD on MSG.
No.
So, not at all. Right then, so...
Is that it? Is that where we're...
So nearly there. Dark soy sauce for colour.
Right.
And again, we're going to use about that much. And again, you see the Chinese always do it by eye rather than measuring. Obviously in the book, there are measurements.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of soy sauce for flavour.
Yeah.
And then we'll add about 2 teaspoons of this.
Oh, I see. You haven't even
And this is that mushroom stir-fry sauce.
Right.
Nearly there.
We are going to have to...
Quick stir.
Otherwise, at least women will be tasting this. I'll get a
There you go, Chef.
fork.
Lovely. Just watch your fingers. And we're going to drizzle it with a little bit of sesame oil. And a few spring onions.
Yeah.
And there you go. Live
this
TV
is good
cooking.
NTA prep food.
Yeah, good luck tonight,
Line
guys.
our tummies.
Thank you.
Mmm. So nice.
It's chow mein.
It's really delicious.
What's also fabulous is how fast it is. It's so quick to make.
Yeah,
Prep,
it is.
5-6 minutes. Cooking, 5-6 minutes. You got a meal quicker than you can pick up the phone and say,
and order it.
Now an order, please.
Yeah.
How's Gok these days? You all right?
He's really well. In Lancashire, and he's just got his MBE.
I know, I texted him. It's amazing.
Yeah,
your family must be so proud.
Not the bamboo shoot, sorry.
I thought you had, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, well.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you
and
for
Happy
having
New
me.
Year
Good luck tonight on the NTAs.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Kwoklyn, for all of today's recipes. Take a look at our This Morning app.